you know how you said
It's
that you like to study the thought process of Islamists, like you're a virologist likes to study like viruses.
mhm.
So like similarly, I'm very, very curious on like what the thought process is on like why do people find it so upsetting to hear someone say that they don't believe good people exist? Like, do you think it's more a matter of people are upset by the thought of someone thinking that they are not a good person, even if not a uniquely bad person? Or do you think it is more a matter of people are upset at someone believing in a world where no good people exist, regardless of what that implies about them being a good person or not? In other words, do you think more people would find it upsetting if I told them that I think they and they alone are the only good person and the world before and after them will have no good people in it? Or do you think more people would find it upsetting if I told them that I think some random group of people they are not a part of and have no positive or negative feelings about is the only group of good people if that group is a group where as long as people exist, that group will exist, and therefore I don't believe in the existence of a world with no good people in it, even if that means I don't think they are a good person. Like,
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna speak on behalf of other people on what makes them upset or not upset, but I could tell you I speak on my behalf. The only reason why I respond to your wrong statement that good people don't exist is simply because it's wrong and it doesn't match objective reality. Like, because that's the only reason. If you were correct, if I thought you were correct, I would have accepted it. But I respond to your wrong statement that there are no good people simply because it's wrong. Simply because I know, based on observable facts, that they do exist. And in fact, let me now that let me challenge, because I mean your statement is so easily it's so easy to dismiss your claim that there are no good people, because I don't have to show you that most people are good, which I do believe. I Your claim is so general that I have to show you just one good person that exists. And if I do that, your statement is completely wrong, right? And let me actually just do that. Just give me a second. So it's so easy to debunk your claim, and I'm gonna do it right now. So here.
Have you seen this viral video from Iran? This is the story behind it. Hamid Avi was a firefighter in Iran. He was shot by regime forces as he carried injured protesters to safety. He stood by his people till the very end. On social media, Hamid would document his life. He danced, he laughed, but above all else, he was a dedicated firefighter who devoted his life to saving others. When the streets erupted in protest, Hamid's duty never wavered. As gunfire rained indiscriminately on the brave protesters, he carried the wounded on his back, pulling them away from the forces of oppression. Hamid is just one of thousands who have sacrificed their lives for dignity and freedom. Don't let his memory fade. Carry his story forward, just like he carried his people to safety.
It takes a very special kind of person to see that you're being shot at, that you see that bullets are flying your way, and instead of running away, you stop to carry the injured people around you to safety. It does. It takes a very special kind of person to do that, and I don't know if I would be able to do that. Like, I don't know. I have to be in that situation to be able to judge. And if the word good person is supposed to have any meaning and it doesn't include that man, then your definition doesn't make any sense.
yeah, but like I've seen real like people do really good things and then also do really fucked up things. So like to me it's just not even
Yeah,
that.
that doesn't negate anything I said. You seeing that doesn't mean that every person that does really good things also has done really bad things. And I see a lot of people actually want to respond to you. So, for example, if you say, if I say there are black swans, for example, and you say, yeah, but every swan I've seen is white, that doesn't negate what I've said, right? that statement that, yeah, but every single swan I've seen is a white swan. That's not a debunking my claim that there are black swans out there. But let me see, other people want to respond as well. But this is a good, Samantha. I hope like this is a friendly conversation that we're having. So I hope you don't think like I'm attacking or anything. Okay. All right. So let's see other people. I saw a whole bunch of twos all of a sudden in the chat.
Noah?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna attack. I'll just no, but I will say that I mean, I can see why you would think that, Samantha, but at the same time, like everyone has the capability to do bad things, but that does not mean that everyone is gonna do bad things all the time. Most people will choose good 98% of the time, and maybe 2% of them are just pure evil and are just crappy people and should be wiped off the face of the earth. And I'm just throwing that number out there because I don't know the true number, but most people will choose good over bad all the time, and we all have that capability to do bad things. It's whether we choose to act on those, and it's also how we are raised in an environment. So I would say that.
Kat?
I believe it's partially maybe in response to the conversation I've had with Samantha yesterday after Armin left. So I would briefly answer that for me, the difference between if I'm included in this group that you're saying or not, it's only like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of difference because, yes, I feel like, oh, I'm personally offended or not. But it's not the main point. The main point is if it's true or not, and it's not true. And you just proved it because you said, good people who do good things and people who do bad things. Therefore, not all people are bad. That's my point. But I think what's more upsetting about this is think about a child. Pretend that you're the parent of this child and you have this worldview. Now you are not giving this child a chance to succeed or to be a good person because all people are shit. And or even let's talk about more simple. If you are a divorced parent and you hate the child's father, and you tell him constantly, oh my god, you're just like your father, and he's not, but you're saying, oh, but you will, I know you will. That's horrible. That's abuse. And it's no way to treat people, even if you were sure. Even so, you need to give people a chance. That's what's upsetting about this. Thank you.
Reza?
Hi guys, can you hear me? So yeah, I hope you can hear me. Now
Yes,
the
we can
sound
hear. Yes,
system.
we can hear you. Sorry. Like, yeah, go
Perfect.
ahead and speak.
Okay. Yeah. So for my simple, humble understanding, we have both in us. So when I wake up, I have to decide which path I choose every day. But I can definitely see for my own acting that I have like a good side and a bad side, and it's like everyday decision. And every time I want to like point out to like other person, like in business or like also in partnership or friendship, like they're evil and they're bad doings, I remember myself, or I try to remember myself, my own bad doing, like my own evil. Like always, if you want to look at the evil, look from within. Like your biggest enemy is always from within, and yeah, like this is like it makes my life simpler. It doesn't mean that it's like true or wrong. It just makes my life simpler to not look the devil like outside. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
Thank you, Reza. That was really nice. Jeffrey?
Yeah, let me mirror Reza's sentiments. So both Freud and Jung, and pretty much every serious kind of thinker from Nietzsche and Deutsche, I always fuck his name up, Dostoevsky to modern psychology agree that the human condition is dual in nature. The monster that you're pointing to is not some glitch, it's baked in. Equally, the altruistic side isn't fake either. It's just as real. Armin showed you an example. I could show you examples of first responders from Ground Zero. It's the tension between the two that makes us human, Samantha. A modern twist like evolutionary psychology, it's something I really subscribe to. It's an advanced form of functionality, right, in the biological framework of psychology. Basically says the same thing. We evolved both the selfish gene, right? It's machinery based. There's also the hyper cooperative tribal machinery. It's the altruistic side. It's probably something that Adam kind of points to. They're not in conflict. They're two sides of the same survival strategy. The issue is not that one exists or the other exists independent of each other. The issue is how they manifest themselves in different circumstances. Take what Armin showed you, right? You have an unbelievably brave Iranian first responder rescuing unarmed civilians who were fucking gunned down, right? By the same, I don't want to say the same society, by a group of people that share the same geographic location that also produced besiege that rape and kill children. Like I said the other day, it's not that you're wrong. You're only part right. Armin is showing you there's more to that equation. Reza's response is in pointing to the added part of that equation. I know that's hard. I actually want to say I'm very proud of you, given what you've gone through, to actually wrestle with that in the open. Because I know that's not easy. That's got to be really scary shit, man. I hope you understand. I hope what I'm saying has some impact here or utility for you in that journey.
Thank you. Next, we have Dijal, and then we'll bring it back to Samantha.
Yeah, I think everybody here has basically said things that I would agree with, Jeffrey especially. It's when you talk about good and bad within humanity, it's really not either or. It's both. We all have good. We all have good in us. We all have evil in us. We all have light. We all have dark. A person can be both good and bad, or even evil, in different ways, and generally so. It could be good and evil can come from the same person. It's not always as simple as somebody, a person is good or a person is evil. Most people have the capacity for both, and you just have to be able to be willing to see both within people. You say that no one is truly good. Everyone's basically just fundamentally evil. No, I disagree. I disagree with that. People have both good and evil within them. You may find it hard to accept that somebody can be both good and bad in different ways, but unfortunately, it's the reality. Human nature is very complicated, and this is just something that's fundamental to human nature itself. But you can also see it in other animals, namely the chimps, or even the dolphins, for that matter. Dolphins have been known to actually help people, perfect strangers of a completely different species, that are swimming. Maybe a shark's coming after them, and you'll have a school of dolphins that will come up and will actually aid the human fight the shark off and save their life. It's happened a number of times. Dolphins have also been known to attack people, though, too. depending upon the culture of the school and their own individual personalities. They're also known for gang raping female dolphins, among other things. So that kind of complexity exists even within non-human animals, such as dolphins or chimps for that matter. Both are capable of empathy. Both are capable of sadism. With chimps, you're able to form close bonds with them as chimps, and chimps can form close bonds with humans. They can also rip your fucking face off and gouge your eyes out. And they know exactly what they're doing when they do it. They know what eyes are. They know what fingers are. Their intelligence is vital to their savagery. They know what they're doing, and they often enjoy it. That they're our closest living relatives, as well, of course. So you see that even within, as I said, non-human animals, such as dolphins or chimps. And of course, you makes you think like, how intelligent do you have to be held morally culpable? That's an interesting discussion to have all by itself. But yeah, you see it in them and you see it in us. And like the man that Dharma just talked about, the things that man has done cannot be described any other way, as I would say, as other than good and compassionate and brave. I don't think there's any other way to describe him other than that. Now, is he capable of doing bad things? I'm sure he is. And he's probably regretted a lot of it. But from what we know of the guy and what he's done, I would definitely put him into the good category when you do all the calculations. And I think that's something you need to consider.
Samantha.
All right.
I mean, the thing is, because it's like, I firmly, firmly believe that, like, any human being, if enough people you love did something fucked up, you would be willing to fucking kill anyone to, like, make it disappear. And I firmly believe that. So it's
Yeah,
like,
and we wouldn't call them a bad person for being under that much pressure. Whatever they would do under that much pressure, we wouldn't hold it against them. Yeah, if you, for example, take my loved ones and tell me that you're going to torture them unless you do this, then I will do that thing. And I think nobody here will judge me for being a bad person for doing those things, even if they're evil. We understand the limitation of the human minds and we will forgive those people. We wouldn't call them a bad person.
no, I mean, like, let's say your loved ones turn out to secretly be like psychopaths who brutally tortured and murdered someone, and you have the option of like, you can either let your loved ones face the consequences of that, or you can have like a random innocent person have their entire life like ruined and destroyed because they're the ones who are going to get blamed for it. I believe anyone in that situation would like pretty much let a random person have their life destroyed, get blamed for it.
Yeah, but well, first of all, you don't say anybody because we don't know how different people would react to weird tense situations, right? But every time you're describing a very bizarre, unique, crazy tense situation that something uniquely evil has happened, okay, you're basically putting the human brain under so much. You're putting him in a very unusual situation that is not normal, and however they react to that, I don't think that we should be blaming whatever there is aside. Like you can't so you can't blame humans for making bad or good decisions under unusual situations. Like you have to, if you want to use the words good and bad, you have to use it on how we respond to things under normal situation. If you put the human brain in very very confusing and difficult situation and they make a decision that we don't consider it to be a good one, then it's unfair to judge them negatively for how they performed under those situations.
The world is filled with
First of all,
options. Like,
the not
I had to choose
okay.
either to like lie to myself and tell myself like, oh yeah, Israelis are genocidal maniacs, or I could admit to myself that all of my friends want to believe this and are emotionally attached to that narrative, even though that harms Jews. Like, how bizarre is this?
So first of all, just to be clear, Israelis are not genocidal, right?
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah,
being
thank you very much.
hypothetical. But first of all, Nazi Germany is a uniquely weird situation in history, right? Like
Mhm.
we don't have regimes create turning death into an industry, right? So that is already a bizarre, unique situation, right? Second of all, most Germans didn't know what the Nazis were doing to the Jews and to other people also in their concentration camps. In fact, the fact that the Nazis were trying to hide this shows that even among Germans who were celebrating Nazi Germany, that would have been too much of an evil. The families of the people who were working at the concentration camps were hiding that information from their family. So that is a level of evil that not even the Nazis felt comfortable sharing with their families, which actually shows that even under bizarre Nazi Germany rule, that shows that even under those conditions, the human mind is still more in favor of compassion and kindness. So here's the thing, for example, even the Nazi soldiers, do you know why they went with gas chambers? Because blowing and killing and shooting Jews was having a negative impact on the Nazi soldiers. So think about this. Even the worst people in history, the Nazis decided to kill that many Jews in rooms with gases so that the people responsible for killing them don't have to watch them die. So isn't that like, I'm not defending these people. These are evil people, but even the worst of all people who are committing the highest amount of crime, there's leaked memos and that comes from Nazi meetings that shows that the Nazis were saying that that they had to go with this model because so many soldiers couldn't carry on killing this many people, right? Which gives you a lot of hope that there's still something left in their humanity that would make them want to resist to doing all of
That
these things.
weirdly
That's what.
actually made me feel a lot better. Like, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. They were trying to separate the soldiers from seeing the people dying, right? And yeah, so I mean, humans are social animals, very social animals. That means that they get the most amount of happiness from kindness and recognition from other human beings. Like, this is the most satisfaction humans could get, is with other human connection, with connection to other humans, positive connection to other human beings, right? And if you come up with very like unique situations where your loved one is evil, like the person you love is evil, and then you have to understand that those are like, I will forgive the person for making bad decisions at that point because it's really confusing. You have one part of your DNA, your evolutionary biology telling you that you need to, this is bad for society, but then you also have another part of your evolutionary psychology saying, this is my love, this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my son, this is my mother, this is my wife, right? You're in a situation that your brain is fucked. Okay, so if you are making a bad decision at that point, like, I'm honestly not going to categorize you as good or bad. I'm going to categorize you as like fucked in the head. Like, I'm sorry, like you're in a very unfortunate situation. And the fact that it takes that much of a rare, like a pressure for people to do the evil that you're saying, to me that gives me hope, because those situations don't happen that often.
I don't know. I think situations happen more often than you think where people end up in situations where it's like, you know,
It Well, I mean, I'm as a percentage, I know it happens a lot when it comes to total number wise. I'm saying it doesn't happen as a percentage wise to other situations that humans go. Like, if you add up all of the examples of these things happening, yes, that's a big number, right? But percentage to other things that we go through, then it's a small number. Thankfully,
Armin,
most of us don't have to deal with that. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's continue. Sorry. Also, I just want to also thank Dajjal. It's for me, Dajjal right now is in the good books. Like, he's the best person ever because his microphone was very high quality, and I just wanted to appreciate that his microphone was good. So just want to acknowledge that. So thank you, Dajjal. All right.
Armin, let me know. We have 4 others who want to respond to this, but we also have
Oh,
6 on the main list.
okay. So, guys, how about you continue this conversation after I leave? Is that okay? So let's go through the other people on the list, and then you guys could go back to this once I leave the. Yeah, because I'm actually. By the way, Samantha, look at you brought up a very interesting topic. Like everybody wants to respond, right? So you keep saying like, "Oh, sorry," like you guys are getting mad. You bring up interesting topics that a lot of people it motivates a lot of people to speak. So it doesn't matter if we agree or disagree. You know, it's a really good way. Like this is a good topic to talk about, right? So thank you for that.
And only
Anyways,
also I ask Samantha to actually stay, because sometimes when we say we will continue the discussion, she doesn't stay, and we want to talk to her about
oh,
this. So please stay.